While trekking through the forest on an early foggy morning, the man observed something unusual. A shadowy human-like figure was standing at the boundary of the woods. It remained motionless and silent, not making any noise. Its presence was eerily unsettling. Was it merely a natural shape resembling a person? Or was there something more mysterious happening in the woods that morning? While trekking along the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina, a woman paused to take a quick picture of the morning fog and the rising sun. At the moment, she didn't observe anything strange. However, upon reviewing the photo later, something unsettling caught her eye. In the background, faintly visible through the mist, was a solitary figure standing on the trail. She was sure no one had been ahead of her. The trail had been eerily quiet. So who or what might have been with or present out there that day? Brand, a solo YouTuber trekking along the Appalachian Trail, started his journey early following a restful night. The hike was challenging, but the stunning scenery made it worthwhile. Later that day, he explored a hidden campsite deep within the woods. However, just as he was about to continue his trek, something occurred.
Hey, talk about creepy. I was just down at that cell site there checking it out, talking about it, and I heard and saw a hiker coming down the trail. And I thought I'd stay at the campsite and wait for the hiker to pass. And the hiker never passed, and there's nobody here, and it's freaking me out right now. I've got chills up and down my spine. And I saw a person with a pack on, wearing hiking clothes. There's no way they passed me. Yeah, this is weird. I'm getting out of this spot. I'm telling you, that's yeah, if the animal den wasn't enough. Yeah, this is the spot where I thought I saw somebody. And, you know, honestly, that's the second time today that's happened. And the first time is when I was sawing that log. And I looked over and I was like, oh, someone's coming up the trail. The log will be sawed for them when they get here. And there was never anybody there. And I think I might have just saw a leaf. I don't know.
Frightened by the incident, whatever it was, Brand decided to leave without hesitation. This individual was investigating Pocamog Forest, one of America's most haunted locations, infamous for numerous disappearances and unresolved murders. Suddenly, he experienced a haunting sensation of being watched. Just as he was discussing the forest, something occurred.
Algo hay aquí porque nomás de repente es un silencio total. ¿Oyeron? ¿Oyeron?
It seemed as if someone or something was walking behind him. Luckily for him, he never discovered who or what was present in the woods that day. A woman and her husband ventured into the woods, aiming to film the strange drones that had been spotted over the Appalachian Mountains. However, their plans took an unexpected turn. Suddenly, a bone-chilling scream pierced the forest silence. It was loud, clear, and eerily human in tone. Impossible to dismiss. Was it a person in trouble or merely an animal emitting an unusual noise? Late at night in the Appalachian area, a woman and her child were awakened by unusual noises coming from their yard. Feeling both curious and cautious, she stepped outside to check what was happening.
I just heard some really strange noises outside, so I'm just gonna take a quick look. I live in Appalachia, so this is probably not a great idea. What is that?
As she looked around, she observed something strange.
Where did that skull go?
There's a skull there? Oh my gosh. What the heck? Why is there a skull here? Hello? Hello? Oh my gosh, I gotta get back inside.
Without hesitation, she hurried back inside and secured the door. She wondered whether someone had left a skull there, or if something else was happening that night. During her stay in the Appalachian Mountains, this woman was abruptly awakened by a sudden noise outside. She rose to investigate. However, the porch was entirely vacant. As she was about to leave, the noise repeated. What was occurring? Was it a prankster at work, or might it have been something supernatural? While hiking along a forest trail, this individual paused to take a few photos of the strange vegetation surrounding him. Everything seemed normal until he reviewed the images later. In one picture, a figure appears. What looks like a young child standing alone on a bridge. Although he believes in the paranormal, he tried to find a rational explanation. However, something didn't quite add up. The red and blue hues in the photo didn't correspond to anything he had seen in person. There was nothing in that area with those colors, at least nothing visible. Lizzie, an enthusiast of remote hikes, had heard numerous horror tales linked to the Appalachian mountains. Intrigued, she and her friend Alexandria reserved a secluded cabin nearby the woods. That night, around 2 a.m., they were suddenly awakened.
Mike?
They heard someone outside shouting, "Auda! Spanish!" seeking help. A few moments later, gunshots rang out. They froze, recalling the warnings they had heard, and remained silent. Was calling for help the right choice? Or did they act appropriately by adhering to the unspoken etiquette of the Appalachian Trail? As he was hiking along a forest trail, a man suddenly found himself in a frightening predicament. 2 bears approached him, and someone observing from a safe distance recorded the entire encounter on video. The man remained perfectly still. It was an intense moment. Any sudden movement could have led to disaster, yet somehow he managed to stay calm. While exploring an old abandoned quarry, a group of friends spotted a man standing still, facing a large rock. He twitched occasionally, but never turned around. Feeling uneasy, they kept their distance and left shortly after. That same night, another friend driving along a nearby lane saw someone dressed in a black coat, standing directly in the middle of the road. The figure refused to move. Frightened, she had to reverse her car all the way back in the darkness because he remained rooted in place. They were quite certain it was the same man. Why was he lingering there, and what was his purpose? On January 8th, 2025, the Haunted Finders team revisited a remote forest they hadn't explored in nearly 3 years. The area was notorious for strange phenomena, and they were about to uncover the reasons behind its reputation. Shortly after their arrival, they began receiving mysterious responses through their spirit communication devices.
Just gonna run Spirit Talker. See what we get on this. I'm going to leave the app running and stick it in my pocket so I can use my torch because it's absolutely pitch black.
Can you come close to us and make these lights go off, please? That's how we know that you're here around us.
You can use the device here in my pocket to talk to us.
Beware of the dark.
Beware of the dark.
Thanks for that. We're in the middle of the forest now.
In the
Could have told
dark.
us down there.
Yeah.
We're on the main road.
Why do we need to beware? Is there somebody here that we should beware of?
As they ventured further into the woods, the ambiance changed. They heard distant voices and gentle whispers reverberating among the trees.
Is there somebody following us? A lot of different people have seen strange things in this forest. Are you one of those things? What was that a minute ago? Hello? Hello? I just saw you. We're just here for a walk. We're not going to do anything, just shout back so we know you're there. That was a person. Hey?
I wasn't looking that way.
Oh, there's a car coming down the thingy top. What's he doing down here? There's been no cars coming down here the whole time we've been here.
Suddenly, one of the investigators spotted a figure. Moments later, the situation intensified.
Yeah. What?
That was a scream.
What?
That was a scream. Holy shit, David.
What scream?
Did you hear the woman scream?
Yeah.
David, he's walking up. He's walking up the road. He's going to the road. Get in the car. Oh shit. Open the door. Get in the car. Get in the car. A woman's just pissed and screamed and he's just creeping down the road, Law. Look at him, he's there. He's there on the road.
Right. Get him, film him.
David, pull off.
What do you mean?
Start the car.
A man appeared, silently approaching with a torch in hand. The team quickly took refuge in their vehicle as he continued his silent approach. It became evident that he had been observing them long before they even saw him. Could this man have been connected to the scream? YouTuber Joey CV embarked on an exploration of an abandoned house deep in the forest alone. As he entered and called out, there was no answer.
Is anybody upstairs? Speak now. That doesn't mean that they'll speak.
Suddenly, something occurred out of nowhere.
Going on the premise, I'm here by myself. I just heard something.
He heard footsteps or movement upstairs. Definitely someone or something was there. As he pressed on with his investigation, an event unfolded.
There's somebody walking upstairs. Who's walking upstairs? Do not jump out at me. Coming up.
Deciding to investigate further, he encountered a sudden noise that startled him. Fearing the unknown, he hurriedly fled the house, feeling shaken and uncertain about what he had just encountered. Was it merely a squatter or something paranormal? A Penn State student took a photograph of an enigmatic creature in the woods near campus on May 15th, 2023. Considering the area's history of unusual events, such as the well-known UFO sighting in nearby Kecksburg, where an acorn-shaped craft supposedly crashed and was swiftly concealed by authorities, this isn't entirely implausible. Additionally, Penn State is reputed for haunted sites like Schwab Auditorium, where reports of ghost encounters and unexplained anomalies have been made. Taking all of this into account, the strange image may not be as improbable as it initially appears. A few weeks ago, 4 friends embarked on a journey to explore an abandoned castle deep within the woods. It was a place they had visited before, where strange occurrences had already taken place. This time, however, they were better prepared, bringing flashlights, cameras, and a cross. As soon as they entered, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. They all felt it, an oppressive pressure on their chests, shivers running down their spines, and goosebumps covering their bodies. Initially, they joked about the sensation, but the feeling only intensified as they progressed. While exploring the castle, things began to escalate. On the staircase, their cameras later captured an unseen presence, a shadowy figure lurking behind a corner. Despite this, they pressed on, eventually reaching the attic, where they started to hear whispers, soft, clear voices of a woman. Later, on their way back to the car, they noticed glowing yellow eyes with horns staring at them through a window. Terrified, they hurriedly fled the scene. To this day, they remain uncertain about what or who they encountered. While walking his dog through the Appalachian woods near his house, a Reddit user came across something unsettling. Intrigued, he took it home, but soon discarded it due to its terrible smell and concern for his dog's safety. It was probably for the best, as bringing something like that into the house didn't seem wise. The object appeared downright sinister. Was it related to witchcraft or something entirely different? During a hike along the Appalachian Trail, a man paused to record a video, unaware that he would soon catch something truly horrifying.
Yo, these trees are crazy. Hello?
The scream he recorded was so authentic and powerful that it made him wonder if someone was truly in trouble. But what could it have been? Was it a stranded hiker in danger? Or perhaps an unusual sound from a wild animal? While observing a wildfire ravaging the hills near Henry's Creek on her mountainous property in Idaho, Jeanette MP captured something unsettling. Upon closer inspection, she noticed what appeared to be a shadowy figure floating above a tree. She was convinced it wasn't merely smoke or a trick of the light. To her, it resembled a guardian angel overseeing the firefighters below. Her land, spanning over 50,000 acres, was being consumed by flames, but that enigmatic image lingered in her mind more than the devastation. She referred to it as the fireman's guardian. Ian, the founder of Midwest Ghost Hunter, ventured into the mysterious forests of Appalachia to film a special ghost hunting broadcast.
All right, the storm has passed. It should be a clear night from here on out. I can definitely feel the electricity in the air right now. And here we are. Right when you walk in, there's the first mound. Man, walking through these woods, I feel like anything could just pop out at me right now. Like from anywhere. Bears, Bigfoot, ghosts, anything. Okay. I don't know if I'm going crazy. I thought I heard something behind me. Hello? Who's over there? I don't know, maybe I'm just paranoid. I don't know. I thought I heard something, but I'm not sure.
After waiting for a storm to pass, he finally entered the woods with his camera rolling.
Oh, holy shit. Okay. Alright. Okay, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not going crazy. I don't know. I don't know if I should try this, but I'm going to try walking backwards because I want to see what's coming up behind me. Honestly, I don't even like walking backwards because I don't know what's ahead of me. Is there somebody out here with me? Oh my god! Holy shit! That scared me so bad. That was a straight up voice. From thin air. It was as if somebody was standing like right there.
Almost instantly, odd noises started to resonate through the trees.
My name is Ian. Could you tell me your name? Are you standing in this exact spot right here? Could you say something? You might not even understand me, that's the thing. Oh man. I'm getting really chilled over here. I'm gonna walk up a little closer. I'm coming towards you. I mean you no harm. Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh my god, something just grabbed my shoulder. Holy moly. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to react that way. You just scared me. I really don't know what kind of grab that was. I don't know if that was like a hey kind of grab or hey, like get out of.
Footsteps, whispers, and voices, despite no one else being nearby. Then something extraordinary occurred.
Alright, here's mound number 2. I'm actually not going to say anything this time. I'm actually just going to listen. Kinds of things over here. It sounds like voices, but they're so faint.
As he pressed on, he heard several voices and then spotted this.
Oh my god! Dude, that was a face! I just seen a face! That was a glowing face!
A luminous face appeared before him. That was the point where Ian decided to pack up and leave Appalachia. During a hike through the Appalachian mountains, this individual came across something profoundly disturbing. In a secluded clearing far from any settlement, they discovered a cluster of graves dating back to the 1800s. Many of the headstones commemorate children. What could have led to these graves being situated in such an isolated location? And what circumstances might have caused so many children to die within a similar period? Xander, an experienced camper, embarked on a solitary journey deep into the forest. He discovered a rare, flat clearing and constructed a simple shelter with just a tarp and a handful of sticks. After igniting a fire and preparing a quiet steak dinner, he settled beneath the stars, observing distant lightning flashes on the horizon. A few hours later, everything changed. From the woods emerged faint, human-like cries, nothing like animal sounds or the wind. The noises grew louder and drew nearer. When daylight finally arrived, he quickly packed up and left. To this day, he remains uncertain about what was out there with him that night. While cycling through the forest, this man encountered a terrifying situation.
C'est quoi ce piège de fou là? Non mais regardez-moi ça. Heureusement que je suis arrêté à temps. Parce que sinon je me le prenais dans la gorge.
It turned out that someone had deliberately placed a booby trap along the trail. The big question is why. Some speculate that he may have inadvertently entered private land, and the trap was intended to deter bikers. This is a disturbing possibility regardless of the perspective. Others believe the incident was staged to go viral, but not everyone is convinced. Honestly, I hope that's true, because this isn't the first time something unsettling like this has occurred. A Reddit user recounted a bizarre experience at their friend's house in the Appalachian Mountains. A man was staying there when strange events began to occur. For 3 consecutive nights, precisely at 3:18 a.m., a mysterious entity or person knocked 3 times on the door. Each time the dogs would bark fiercely, only for the quiet to return until the next night. The feeling of being watched persisted, creating an unsettling atmosphere. Eventually, the friend took a photo outside the house. Despite adjusting the lighting, the figure in the picture remained indistinct, but it was evident that something was lurking nearby. But what could it have been? A man went on a hunting trip in the hilly forests of Michigan and set up a game camera to monitor wildlife. Nothing out of the ordinary. But when he got home and reviewed the photos, one image stood out. In the middle of a wooded scene, he noticed a faint, glowing figure with a vaguely human shape. It wasn't an animal, didn't resemble anything else in the frame, and there was no visible light source that could explain it. There were no people or objects around, just a strange angel-like presence quietly standing in the trees. This woman was trekking along the Appalachian Trail when an extremely frightening incident occurred.
Oh my God.
A loud, stomach-churning growl resonated through the forest. To this day, she remains unable to identify what she heard. But here's where it becomes even more intriguing. At the very moment she was frozen in place, the sound of leaves crunching underneath continued, as if nothing happened.
Oh my God.
It almost seemed as though the sound had been added in post-production. Now the question is, did she truly record something terrifying? Or was it all just a ploy to get more views? These trekkers were traveling along the Devil's Backbone, a slim, rocky pathway famous for its spooky legends and odd sightings. As they proceeded, they rang a bell. However, soon after, something unusual occurred. A shadowy figure appeared briefly behind them before disappearing. It startled the group, but upon closer examination, they realized it was merely a branch creating a convincing illusion. During a hike along the Appalachian Trail, a Reddit user came across something unusual. They found a pair of wings, probably from a woodpecker that had been flown, attached together with a piece of fishing line. These wings were tied to a pine cone that had been inserted into the trunk of a tree. The discovery didn't seem accidental. It appeared deliberately placed. The user couldn't help but question the purpose behind this strange arrangement. Could it have been part of a ritual or a warning?